We're getting ready for a brand new treat. We have a young lady all the way from Florida. This young lady has done the doggone thing. She's getting ready to be appointed as an apostle. This young lady has taught all over the world. She is a phenomenal woman, a powerful woman. She wrote her book, Social, Saved, and Successful. How many want to be social and successful but stay saved? That's a hard balancing act to follow. Dr. Shanonua is the founder and the curator of Shakira Renee Jewelry, and it's a fantastic line. This isn't paparazzi if there's a paparazzi. This is quality custom jewelry. She's got a lingerie line that is pretty phenomenal as well. Her book is here. I'm going to not steal all her thunder because she's got so much to share. But Dr. Shanonua is my friend. I've known you for 15 years, and we've done several things together. But this right here, this line, her book, what she brings to the table, please welcome Dr. Shanonua Wimberly.
But you gotta just write it all down, chapter to chapter, and get it started right now. You gotta do it ASAP, cause tomorrow's not promised to you or to me. And now, come on now, get it in the flow.
How you doing?
It's time to go. Woo.
Awesome, awesome. See, that's one of the parts of this book. So how can you be saved, social, and successful, and still be able to dance and come along and bring it all together? See, it's possible. Yes, it is. So good evening, good afternoon, I think it is. Good afternoon. I am Dr. Shanonua Wimberly. And yes, I am the founder and CEO of Shakira Renee Jewelry Collection. I am pretty excited about this brand because it's named after my daughter, which passed away at the age of 16 months. And part of our story, part of our journey is written in this phenomenal book. And so that's one thing that I'm very proud of. I am also an ordained minister, and I was called to relocate from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to Dallas, Texas, not knowing that this is the place that I would birth everything that God has called me into being. A minister, an author. I had met Dr. Johnny Mack while I was in Florida, and we were supposed to do a book as a group. It never got off the ground. But guess what? When you're in the right place at the right time, receiving the right message, in line with the right people, guess what? Everything comes together. So just a little bit about my book and my journey. I've always been a social butterfly. I've always been that popular kid in class. I've been the class president and all those things and accolades. But how many of you know that you can be that popular person and still be lonely, still be unhappy, and still lack self-confidence? Because as people begin to reverence you, guess what? There's still this battle of those people that don't like you, right? So how do you balance that? I shared that in my book. I had to learn how to transform my mindset and to be able to be okay with what society said that I am, and what my friends say that I am, and what my enemies said I am, right? In the midst of all of that, when I relocated here to Dallas, and God was calling me to another level, guess what? He actually isolated me. So I was here in Dallas alone, all by myself. Although I knew Dr. Johnny Mack, like we never met up or like any of the people that I knew here or anything. Like he literally kept me in my apartment isolated from everyone. So there was a transformation coming along. So remember I told you about being a social butterfly. And I was a part of, I pledged a sorority, and God called me out of it. God called me out of it. I was like, God, how can you do that? You know, you sending me out there full of rejection, and it was something that I did not want to do. But when he was calling me to another level, guess what? It was something that I had to do. And guess what? It's not for everybody. Everybody's calling is not the same, right? Everybody's Everybody's calling is not the same. What God has called one person to do is not the same as someone else. But guess what? If you want to learn about my journey on that, guess what? It's in the book. How was I able to balance that? Like, how was I able to still be friends and connect with the people that I loved and the people that I had a sisterhood with? How was I able to balance that and still go on to minister and go forth in God's word, right? So now I talked about the social. I talked about the save a little bit. Inside my book, you're going to see I also put together a strategy. I am a life coach. I'm a certified life coach. So if anyone wants to become a certified life coach, I offer a program. But I am a life coach, and in this particular journey through the book, I also have 7 steps. And in here, my first step was setting boundaries. So you have to learn how to set boundaries. I always tell people when setting boundaries, it's like you are in a bag and you cannot allow anything to come into your space. Like no negativity, nothing. And I hate to say this, but even if your parents are negative, even if your kids are negative, even if those people that are around you, if they're negative and they're pouring negative energy into you, guess what? You have to control your space because you have to control your ear gates. So, sometimes what you're listening to, you become. So, no, you don't want anything else to influence you from the outside. So that's the first one, setting boundaries. The other thing I talk about, and which all of us seem to be talking about here today, is the transformation of your mind. So regardless of what you have learned, sometimes we have to unlearn some things, right? And we have to take time out for personal development. Now, this was one thing that was like an aha moment to me. I would see people that were offering their coaching programs, including Dr. Johnny Mack. Everybody has a value. I even tell my hairstylist this. So her prices were extremely high for me. I'm like, girlfriend, my hair is short. And you want to charge me $150 for a perm and a cut and a color? So for me, I didn't value my hair at that. But that doesn't mean that her value on her skill set is where I value my hair. There's two different things, right? So I'm saying here today is you have to figure out the value of yourself. So that's my hair. But guess what? My life and the type of lifestyle that I wanted and the type of things that I want to accomplish, I had to invest in myself. So these authors here also are offering their coaching program. And so their programs their pricing is a reflection of their value. But today, guess what? Everybody is offering a promotion or something that will allow you to come in and experience what we have to offer. So I'm saying that to say, I signed up for this life coaching class, and it was extremely out of my budget. But you guys, it totally transformed my life. Literally, totally. And when I tell you totally, my mindset was changed. It made me clean out my closet, clean out my friendship list, clean out my phone book, and begin to see the value that I saw in myself. So, Dr. Mack, I am going to turn this phenomenal conference back over to you and the rest of the authors. But come on over and learn the other 7 steps that I'm sharing in my book, How to Balance Being Social, Saved, and Successful while strategizing to become a better you. I am Dr. Shanonua Wimberly.